this video, I'm going to share how you can start a recruiting agency while still working a full-time job. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Natasha, the business recruiter. Welcome back to my channel. So one of the questions that I actually get a lot is in regards to how you can start a recruiting agency while still working for another organization. And honestly, if it is even possible or feasible. And I'm here to tell you that it definitely is. I actually started my recruiting agency while still working a 9-to-5, so I'm pretty experienced when it comes to this. So I have a couple key things that I want to share with you that you can go ahead and do right now in order to get your recruiting agency off of the ground, but ultimately to also figure out how you can do it while working your 9-to-5. And the first thing is going to be that you need to create a schedule and actually be consistent. I recognize that with working a full-time job, most of your time is going to be spent at that job, meaning that you're not going to have a lot of time to really be able to dedicate to your recruiting agency. And in the beginning stages, that's actually okay. You just want to get to the point where you're able to dedicate at least a minimum of 2 hours to your business every single day. And how you determine how you split up that 2 hours is going to be based on you and what your schedule is. Maybe you can dedicate 1 hour before you go to work and then 1 hour after you get home from work to your recruiting business. Or maybe it's 2 hours in the morning or 2 hours at night. Whatever that schedule looks like for you, you want to develop that from the very beginning and ultimately make sure that you're able to stick to it. Making sure that you're able to be consistent is just going to create a habit for you to always stay on top of things in regards to your recruiting agency, especially in those moments where your full-time job might be super stressful or even very demanding. You want to make sure that you're still giving your all, even if it's only 2 hours a day, to your recruiting business. So it's going to be important that you create that schedule and ultimately be as consistent as possible. Now, the second thing that you're going to want to do is to use your LinkedIn account strategically. And the reason that I say this is because most companies are going to have some type of contractual agreement in place with you. And that contractual agreement might actually really adhere to what their policies and procedures are around you working another role. For example, some companies may have outside working policies or clauses, or even conflict of interest policies or clauses within your employment contract. And when it comes to these, you want to make sure that you're well versed on what those actually are and what the details are. The reason being is because you don't want to get fired from your full-time job if you're not quite ready to go out 100% and work on your recruiting agency or even your staffing agency. Again, you want to make sure that you're able to continue to keep that same stream of income that you have coming in from your full-time job while you work to get things off of the ground with your recruiting agency. So it's important that you understand exactly what those contracts are going to be and ultimately what are the details that are associated with them. Now, once you have this understanding, you can then go about thinking through your LinkedIn and ultimately what you can actually do with your LinkedIn. Meaning, if you're working at an organization that has a very complex conflict of interest policy, it's not going to be ideal for you to make any job postings or anything related to your business, make postings about it on LinkedIn, because ultimately individuals from your current company can see it and that might lead to you then getting fired, and that's not what you want. So you want to be very intentional about actually how you go about using your LinkedIn. If your company does have a very strict conflict of interest policy, then maybe for you it's going to be working a little bit more behind the scenes in regards to LinkedIn. Your personal LinkedIn account does allow you the ability to be able to create a business page. Maybe you work on creating that business page and really putting your all into that business page so that you can leverage that 100% in regards to your recruiting agency or your recruiting efforts. Again, that business page will show up on your personal page, but it doesn't mean that you actually have to post from your personal page. You can actually post from your business page, which again allows you the ability to be able to leverage LinkedIn in a more strategic and or intentional way if you do have some sort of contractual agreement in place with your current employer. The other way that you can actually leverage LinkedIn is via various groups that are associated with different industries and or niches. This allows you the opportunity to be able to connect with individuals who are going to be associated with a particular recruiting niche that is of interest to you without 100% being correlated to your recruiting agency. Again, this just allows you the the ability to still be able to network and stay connected without breaking any contractual agreement. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, then be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button as well as that bell so that you can get notified of all of my videos that do drop weekly. One other tip that I do want to provide you in regards to how you can actually start your recruiting agency while still working a full-time job is to actually leverage split partnerships. And if you're not sure what the split partnership is, then let me take a step back and actually explain the concept to you. A split partnership is actually the ability for you to work with other recruiting agencies in order to assist them or help them in filling requisitions. A lot of times, other recruiting agencies will do this when they need a certain level of expertise to come in order to be able to find high quality or top quality talent, or they'll do this if they just have a ton of requisitions and they really need some help and or assistance in being able to fill them. Now, Facebook groups is a gold mine in regards to you being able to find split partnerships. And the beauty in terms of split partnerships is the ability that you have to be able to work on filling a requisition and ultimately getting paid without having to actually be directly correlated with owning that full process from start to finish. Again, this allows you a little bit of wiggle room in regards to any contractual agreements that you may have in place with your current employer. And usually when it comes to a split partnership, you're really focused on just sourcing for candidates. And this is something, again, that you are able to do in the background. You don't have to necessarily post a job posting on LinkedIn in regards to the role that you're looking to fill. There's various ways that you can go about finding top quality talent. Boolean strings being one, just leveraging a regular LinkedIn search, LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. There's a plethora of opportunities in regards to how you can ultimately take on multiple split partnerships as well as get paid for those while still working your 9-to-5. Again, there's a multitude of things that you can do in regards to how you can actually go about getting your recruiting agency off of the ground while still working full time. These are just 3 of the key things that I wish that I knew in the very beginning stages of me starting my recruiting agency and still working a 9-to-5. But ultimately, I feel that these are the 3 most important things for you to know. There definitely might be others, so I would love for you in the comments below to let me know what are some of the things that you're doing in regards to starting your recruiting agency while still working a 9-to-5. Again, knowledge is power, and being able to share that knowledge with others is extremely important for us to all be successful and ultimately win within this industry. If you enjoyed this video, then definitely make sure that you give me a thumbs up. As well, if you're not subscribed to my channel, then be sure to click that subscribe button down below as well as that bell so that you can get notified of all of my videos that do drop weekly. If you're not in my Facebook group, then I highly encourage that you join. I'll leave that link down below in the description box because we are still in there talking all things recruiting. And if you are in the process of getting your recruiting agency off of the ground and you're looking for that first client and ultimately you need a really dope contract in order to be able to land that first client, then I am here to help. I'll be sure to also leave the link to my contract template down below. That way you can go ahead and download it and leverage it for landing your first client. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.